We're back, changing construction experiences. This is Renovate and Build with Jim and Sandra.
Good morning. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. If you're just about to make coffee and pour the water into the maker this morning, we've got product face-off coming up in just a few moments here on Renovate and Build. And Meg and Gary are going to be telling us about the latest in water filters.
Fantastic. Good morning. Today on Renovate and Build, we'll be talking about keeping it green. You must know by now that Vancouver is leading the way in green building design and construction through the Innovative Green City Initiative. Part of the work we're doing at Fairtrade Works is to help this initiative to make sure all of our trades are aware of the commitment to think before we dump. While not all waste can be eliminated, it can often be minimalized. Our priority at Fairtrade Works is to reuse any product and minimize our deposits to the landfill. For example, windows and doors that are in good, reasonable condition can be donated and reused in other structures.
And we should point out, Jim, that also in the office, not just on the construction site, we make sure that all of our waste is separated. For instance, the paper, the cardboard, the cans, bottles, even our organics. We actually have a compost bin placed in the front of our office in the parking lot to encourage all of our neighbors to do the same. So it's not just trying to preach at the fellow trades. We try to do it in-house as well.
I think it's just a great way to start for us too, just getting that mindset and starting at home. And you think it's such a small thing, but we all know our carbon footprint, how much we've reduced it at Fairtrade Works, that it really is effective when we start that culture internally in our own home, which most of us spend most of the time in the office, and then that resonates out into the marketplace. But there is challenges. Talk the compost bin. I had a fight with our landlord because we wanted it out there to be green, right, and compost, but he basically said you've got to get rid of it.
Right. Because
it attracts rats. And, we got in a discussion, well, you supply us with a locked recycling bin. But I'm just saying that's the challenges that people do encounter. There's always seems to be pushback about when you try and do something good, and if it's outside the norm, then, for example, our landlord saying, well, I don't want rats around. Well,
Right. And even people driving by on the weekend using it as a dumpster, thinking, people driving by in their cars and putting their McDonald's bags in it or fast food, etc. So we have had our challenges, but on the whole, I can say it's incredible how that compost is working, and that all of our food waste, we have less than 2 pounds per day of garbage from all of us in going to landfill in our office each day. So it really works. Yeah, it just becomes part of it.
Earlier this year, we've measured our second greenhouse gas emissions inventory with Climate Smart, and we're proud to say we've reduced our emissions from staff commuting by 57%, emissions from heat by 22%, and emissions from paper consumption by 49%.
If you want to know how to get help in bringing your emissions down at your office or your home, you can visit climatesmartbusiness.com.
It's time for the Product Face-Off.
And we're joined now by our two hosts of Product Face-Off, two of our team members at Fairtrade Works. Good morning, Meg and Gary.
Good morning, Sandra and Jim.
Good morning, you guys. So close to Christmas, so...
just a few more days.
More
a few more sleeps, yeah.
Last questions, have you done your shopping, but now have you done your wrapping?
I'm trying to keep it a secret and hiding it, in a secret place.
You don't want him shaking it under the tree?
No, not yet.
Meg's first Christmas with her husband, so that's always an exciting time.
Yay.
Gifts are fun, yeah. And Gary, you got your partner a new car this year, so I can't wait to see what your gift's going to be this Christmas after she already got a new car.
Definitely not the spoiler.
Don't say it out loud. Don't say it on the air.
Is that the auntie? It's going to be a boat.
Yeah.
Always exciting. So what are you bringing us besides water filters today? I was kind of going, water filters, are there new solutions for water filters?
These are called the reverse osmosis water treatment filters.
These are 4-stage reverse osmosis systems, and we're pretty lucky here in Metro Vancouver because we have such an abundant source of clean drinking water. In a lot of countries in the world, people pay for drinking water almost as if, as much as they pay for gas in their vehicles. And, even in the U.S., apparently, most of their tap water and well water contain moderate to heavy levels of contamination, and that's whether naturally occurring or man-made chemicals and byproducts from industrial and environmental pollution.
Yes, and now we know how great our metro water system is. However, there are some areas of Greater Vancouver that fall outside of the metro water system due to their rural or marine locations. Sometimes water comes from Vancouver taps looking cloudy because of fine particles and of sediment or organic matter are in water, and this is often caused by heavy rainfall as well. And sometimes it comes with a lot of chlorine in there as well. So I've been drinking off the tap for many years, and I usually turn it on get my glass of water and let it sit for 2 minutes before I could drink it. It's always cloudy.
Now, it's kind of ideal sitting around this table because we've all lived in different countries. Meg being from the Philippines,
Yes.
you didn't drink out of the tap there.
No, not at all.
Ever?
No, no, never.
No. You're
No.
afraid of getting sick. Hong Kong, Gary, originally?
No, we usually boil it before we drink it.
We drank it.
Yeah.
I know I lived in Germany for 6 years. I never drank out of the water there, and have a house in Mexico. Of course, we never drink our water there either. So you're right, Jim. At home, obviously in Wales, you did drink from the tap.
In Wales, we get it from a well.
Yes. But you were fortunate enough to have an abundance of clean, fresh drinking water.
It was very
Nice.
clean, fresh, and actually, the environment where I grew up in the Shropshire Hills there's many reservoirs and wells which would be bottled and sold around the world as world-class drinking water, right? So.
Right. And now, when you moved to England, though?
I was in the country in England too, so it was the
Okay.
same. But you go into I've lived in London, I've lived in Scotland, right, where it wasn't the best quality. It certainly wasn't. But we weren't really aware of it at the time. But it's really poor quality.
Well, Meg, you were mentioning even the price of water, and in Vancouver, in Canada, we only pay about 31 cents per cubic meter for water. And I know, I was looking up, I said to Jim, I know that they were telling me how expensive in Germany it was for water, and right now in Germany, they're saying it is $2.16 per cubic meter.
Wow.
That is the most expensive right now per cubic meter. But
In the world.
you can imagine paying $2.16. How cautious you have to be with your drinking water. So these systems, I guess, have got to come a long ways to make it safe for everybody.
For sure, for sure.
It is not only good for human, it's good for even when I was having my coral tank, and I used the reverse osmosis filter to get the water treated before I put it into the fish tank and mix it with the salt. And this way your corals are guaranteed to open up way better, and they will live way longer as well.
Okay.
And same as watering your plants and trees too.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah,
Any contaminants will alter their growth as well.
Of course, yes.
And your dogs.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
pets,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so I'll start off with Watt's.
Sure.
Watt's 4-stage reverse osmosis system. And this is going to sound really geeky, everybody, so just a precaution. All right, the Watt's premier 4-stage RO system begins with stage 1, a 5-micron sediment filter that traps particulate matter like dirt, rust, and sand and silt. And these are the things that affect the taste and appearance of your water. Stage 2 is a 5-micron carbon block filter that provides a reduction of chlorine, like you mentioned, Gary,
Yes.
chloramine, and other materials that cause bad taste and odors. Stage 3 is the heart of the reverse osmosis system. They call this the RO membrane.
Yes.
Stage 4, on the other hand, is the high-quality GAC final filter, which they call it the final filter because the water doesn't go up until you're ready to dispense it. When you're ready to get
Like
a
a
taste.
reservoir tank.
Right. That's the only time it'll go through the 4th and final stage and out of the faucet.
So just to be clear here, so it goes through those first 3, then into the holding tank, and then through the
Yes.
final filter.
Yes.
Okay. So
Because these reverse osmosis filter, if you have to wait for it to filter the water, it would take a while before you get a glass of drinking water, actually.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
why it does it ahead of
Just
time.
3/4 of the work, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So, my turn. It's the Vitaper. Like Mac explained, the 4-stage. So they have the same 4-stage system. The Vitaper reverse osmosis drinking water system offers a pretty convenient, affordable, environmental friendly alternative compared to bottled water. Carbon footprints as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, this system is designed to filter water at the molecular level to reduce contaminants, remove odors, and improve the appearance and taste of your tap water. Like Meg introduced earlier, these filters remove chlorine and chloramine, and these two additives, chemicals, are used to usually add into the water when they're transferring to our house, just to kill the germs and bacteria. But we don't need them to drink them into our body, so that's why we have to take it back out with these filter systems, and they cannot be taken out with any other filters because these filters are so fine they can remove any particles, and you'll be drinking just the H2O in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so the main reason, really, Gary, to get this is clear water, crystal clear water, high quality and great tasting water. Yeah.
Sorry, Gary, what is yours?
Oh, sorry. My system comes with the NSF approved 3.2 gallon steel tank as well, just for your information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, these obviously need special installation.
Yes.
Do they need maintenance as well?
Filters.
The filters.
Yeah.
You need to
Okay.
They
change the
recommend every
filters.
year,
Okay.
but depending on the usage, of course.
But once you've made this investment, then
Yeah.
obviously
yeah.
you're
Right,
off to the
right.
races.
Well
It's
worth
quick
it.
and easy to change the filter.
Yeah.
And much cheaper than bottled water, as you said. buying
Yes.
You
bottled
shouldn't
water.
need to
And no waste.
change the filter more than once a year here in Vancouver, but I remember in the Philippines we had this.
Yeah.
We needed to change every 2 months.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of sediment.
Yeah.
How much are they?
This is 202 for the Watts filter.
And mine is 189.
And
Very reasonable.
Yeah,
Yes.
both
Yeah.
available at the Home Depot.
At Home
Correct.
Depot. Well,
Great.
thank you very much.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
It's a great investment. So thank you guys. If you want to know more about purchasing the recommended water filters, you can visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/renovateandbuild and see Gary and Meg's entire extended product information. Meg and Gary, thank you very much. Enjoy your holidays, and
Yep.
we'll see you
You too,
next year.
Jim.
See ya.
See you.
There's still lots more ahead. This is Renovate and Build, powered by Fair Trade Works with Jim and Sandra.